Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited for today's holiday home deep clean with me, and I'm also going to be sharing a little segment in today's video where I talk about the struggles of hosting during the Christmas and holiday season, as well as just like how to overcome those struggles and just my top tips for them. So go ahead, put me up on whatever device, grab a load of laundry, do some of the dishes, unload the dishwasher, whatever it is that you have to do. I hope that you can put me up on whatever device and tackle your mess and clean along with me today. Hello and welcome to this video. I have to preface this by saying I apologize about my voice. I am battling a cold. 'Tis the season. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you are a returning viewer. I am so glad that you are here today, and I cannot wait to jump into this holiday home deep clean with me. I'm going to be sharing just some motivation to hopefully get you up and moving to clean along with me, to tackle your mess and just get things done this holiday season. Whether you are just trying to maintain your home, whether you are hosting, or whatever you got going on, I hope today's video inspires you. I have some laundry motivation to give you guys here shortly, as let's be real, there is always 100 loads of laundry to do. I think on this day I ended up doing about 5 loads of laundry. So I want to encourage you to go ahead, grab a load of laundry, put me up on whatever device, do the dishes with me, just get something done off of your to-do list. You will thank me for it later. Let's get into the motivation. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm going to be sharing just some struggles that I know a lot of people struggle with when it comes to hosting and just opening your home to some people. So let's start off with the first one, and that is if you are someone who is overwhelmed with the cooking or the meal plan. So one piece of advice I can give you is to plan your menu in advance and understand that majority of the dishes that you cook can actually be prepared ahead of time. Another alternative is to consider a potluck style, so not everything is on you, and the guests kind of help contribute to the meals. Lastly, another one, you can opt for catering if it is in the budget. However, I prefer to do a home cooked meal. You can also freeze meals in advance, and then you literally are just warming them up in the oven. There is so many great options if you are overwhelmed with the cooking. Another common holiday hosting struggle is limited space. So if you are like me and you guys have a smaller home, I know that some people choose not to host because they feel like they don't have the room for it. I have been there before, but a solution for this is, number one, rearranging some furniture to just try and create some more space. Go outside if weather permits. Obviously for like Christmas, it's probably not gonna be warm enough unless you live in a hot climate. Where I'm from, it is not a hot climate though, so that is out of the question for me. You can also just organize like a buffet style in your kitchen so that the kitchen table is not full of food, and just so many great options. You can consider renting a space, or even just consider renting additional tables and chairs. I always get my mother-in-law to bring extra chairs, and it ends up working out great. The next struggle I know a lot of people deal with is not having a perfect clean house. So I thought this would be a good time to say this as I am cleaning the tracks of my house. Now just know nobody is going to know if you have dirty tracks. Don't stress about deep cleaning these nitty-gritty areas. Again, nobody is even going to notice. Truth be told, the only reason I am cleaning this is because it has been on my silent to-do list and I had some extra time to get this deep cleaning done. So I just thought it would be a good time to do it, but trust me, nobody cares. Just make sure that your house is clutter-free, everything's kind of put back in a home or in a room somewhere, like close the door. It's going to be okay if you are inviting someone into your home. I promise you, they are most likely not judging you. And if they are, you need new friends.
Hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas time.
One thing I really want to do in here is hang a rod like way up there, just so it's blurry, just so that I can start to hang our jackets over there, as there's just so much wasted space in this closet. But I've mentioned this before, we plan on turning this into a mudroom. It's just not in the budget to do that right now, and so trying to figure out a temporary solution. My husband really wanted me to get like a little hanging rack for that back wall, and I just think it would look so ridiculous. I was like, why don't we just do a curtain rod, and then we're not damaging anything that's going to be visible. And yeah, so we'll see what we end up doing here. Obviously nothing is done yet, and yeah, this space is really hard to keep tidy, and it's obviously the entryway, so it's the first thing you see when you walk in the door, and so we want it concealed, and this is kind of, yeah, what we're dealing with right now. Speaking of being overwhelmed with deep cleaning tasks, why don't we focus on normal cleaning tasks? So when I am hosting and prepping for guests to come over, the areas that I focus on is number one, the entryway. This is the first impression. Ensure that everything is kind of tidied up and just neatly put away. Second area is the main living and seating area. Just kind of think about where is everyone going to be sitting, chatting, and that sort of thing, and just quickly tidy up the space and give the main surfaces a quick dust. The next one is the bathroom. What bathroom do guests use? Focus on that one, tidy it up and put everything back in its home, do a quick dust and wipe down the surfaces, the toilet and the mirror, and all is good. The fourth one is the kitchen. Try to have the dishwasher emptied so that your dishes can easily be put in and not completely crowd the kitchen. Again, especially if you're working with a smaller space. An even better solution, if you are not hosting like a super fancy dinner, is you could do paper plates and cups. I usually wash all of my pots and pans and items used for prepping by hand, and then I get those dried and put away so that the surfaces and the counters are not being used. Of course, you want to focus on the floors of these rooms as well, and just do a quick walkthrough with your broom, or even better, a vacuum if you can. And if there is time and you can allocate it, go ahead and give it a quick mop. I know this is jam-packed full of information, so I will try and link the tips down below in the description. The last 5 rooms that I shared, I actually shared that in a Instagram reel as well, so make sure you are following me over on Instagram. I do share a lot of these tips just in short form content, and so again, just make sure that you are following me over there to stay up to date and just kind of have the content easily accessible. If you are struggling with allergies and sensitivities, you can always ask your guests ahead of time and then obviously plan your menu accordingly. I personally am gluten-free, so everything I make in this house is gluten-free. However, if I went to somebody's house specifically, I would not request for them to do that, as I am grateful and lucky enough that I'm not full-on celiac. However, some people are, and it's important to be mindful of those intolerances. And so just ask, and then labels will be your best friend. Label everything so that there's no confusion, and provide alternatives whenever possible. Okay, so if you look close enough, you can see this line like right here, and where it's clean and kind of yellowish. Can you see that? So it's like this is all clean, that's all yellow. Maybe you can't see it, I can see it, but I want to show you I'm not scrubbing a clean tub. There, you can see it a little bit better there. Crazy.
Jolly old Saint Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm gonna say. Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now you dear old man, whisper what you'll bring to me. Tell me if you can.
Let's talk about gifts. So if you are exchanging gifts, I would suggest like a Secret Santa or something like that, where you are just doing a gift exchange rather than buying for everybody. It just makes the process a little bit more manageable, not only for you, but for everyone else involved. You can also just provide really small, thoughtful party favors for guests to take home. I usually like to do like a DIY craft for all of the kids that come. And I also, here's another tip, is you can actually make a DIY craft. So for instance, like a little Christmas tree, and then you can leave pom-poms and stuff out, you know, age appropriate crafts. I'm speaking in terms of like my 4-year-old, and then they can glue on the pom-poms onto the Christmas tree. So it also keeps them busy and occupied during the entire dinner if you are wanting to try and keep the kids entertained. Also, the dollar store sells these like colored tablecloths that you could easily throw on a separate table and just give the kids some markers or some crayons and let them go to town. I did that when the kids were a lot younger, literally for every single holiday. It was such a great idea, and I think they're like $3 or $4 again from the dollar store.
Those are dull. As for me, my little brain isn't very bright. Choose for me, oh Santa Claus, what you think is right.
When it comes to decorating, I wouldn't go super extravagant unless you are decorating like your entire house for Christmas. Obviously, you can have all of those normal decorations that you would have out, but if you're just planning a normal dinner, not necessarily a holiday dinner, I suggest choosing a simple, cohesive theme for decorations. Maybe doing a small, simple tablescape like the one that I shared in my last Christmas Clean and Decorate with me. Consider those DIY decorations again. They can be made well in advance. You can also delegate this tasks out to your kids if they are older, or even just asking some friends and family to kind of help share the workload if you really can't do it yourself. I hope that you guys enjoyed these holiday tips and just some deep cleaning motivation here in today's video. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit that red subscribe button to join our growing YouTube family. Give this video a like as well. It really helps me out and pushes this video out to more people who would be interested and like it. That's all I have for you. Bye.